What's going on, everybody? This is Corman. Today I want to talk to you guys about esports. For anybody who doesn't know what esports is electronic sports. Basically, it is leagues or competitions that take place around the world of video games. Video games such as StarCraft 2, League of Legends, Street Fighter, so many other games out there, Counter-Strike, and a lot of different companies come around and throw these competitions such as IEM, the Intel Extreme Masters, MOG. I don't know if the WCG is still around. Up in Korea, they have the GSL, GSTL. For StarCraft, also over here, they have the NASL, the North American StarCraft League. This past weekend was the MOG Winter Championships. I believe they held them in Texas. If anybody is an old subscriber or somewhat old subscriber, you guys know I love my San Francisco 49ers. You know, when they hit that playoff run, I recorded myself, and all that emotion that you see is real. And that's about the only thing that I really get that excited about. And I'm not gonna lie though, when I was watching the Winter Championships, and you know, I play Zerg to a okay degree in StarCraft. So I'm watching it, I'm a big pro Zerg fan. So anybody who plays Zerg, I want them to win all the time. And after day 2, because it was a 3-day competition, after day 2, I believe there's only one Zerg left by the name of Life. He made it to the grand final against probably the most decorated and most respected StarCraft Terran player, possibly in all of the esports StarCraft world, and his name was Flash. So they go 1 against 1. Flash was supposed to come, and this was supposed to be his coming out party. This was supposed to be his arrival party to the StarCraft 2 scene. This was supposed to start his dominance. And you know what? Life just pretty much wrecked his life. This dude's control of his units in this game was immaculate. And watching the series, I found myself screaming at the screen whenever I thought Life was gonna make a mistake. I was like, no! And I was literally going super crazy. And then going back and like rewatching it and kind of thinking to myself, I was like, why isn't this a more respected medium in this country, in the United States, in Europe, in South America, pretty much all of Asia where they have a big gaming scene? You see people from all ages, little kids to old grown adults, going to these events, knowing what is going on, and kind of being proud, especially if one of their own, a Korean player, a Chinese player, a European player, depending on who the host country is of said events, are in the finals. There's a sense of pride. But yet here in America, there seems to be no sense of pride if you're outside of that community, if you're outside of that world, the video game world. There seems to be no type of respect garnered towards you because video games in this country are still seen as a little kid's plaything. If you play them until you're later into your years, it's something that you just never grew out of. And I don't understand why the mentality here in the United States is different than pretty much the rest of the world when it comes to video games. Video games take a lot of skill, especially a game like StarCraft, a game of like League of Legends, a Counter-Strike. Those games take a lot of skill in order to play them at the level at which these players can play the games at. But yet we don't see it that way here in the United States, and I don't understand why. We will go to Coney Island and cheer for an American every 4th of July to beat a Japanese guy at scarfing down hot dogs. We will cheer a guy to set a world record to break, what, like 60 walnuts with his butt cheeks. We will revere the guy who can chug beer and eat chicken wings. But yet when it comes to a more wide world appealing type of event, such as video game competitions for StarCraft, for League of Legends, we're nowhere to be found. There is one exception, because I have seen this exception in the fighting game community, you know, like the community that's based around fighting games like Street Fighter, Soul Calibur, Tekken. More particular in the Street Fighter crowd with Street Fighter 4. Whenever there is a mid-major event or a smaller major event such as Winter Brawl, Level Ups, Southern California Regionals, Seasons Beatings, East Coast Throwdown, events like that, and you have like some top tier Japanese players that come over here, whenever they face up against an American, we let them know where they at. You know, you hear the screams, USA, USA, and we let them know where they're at, but I don't hear that here. And I mean, part of the problem is maybe just some United States players don't have the skills to make it to the top, but even at the lower, you know, round 1, round 2, we don't have that sense of pride here, and I don't understand why we don't have it. We created the video game industry to the massiveness that it is now. StarCraft 2 is not made in Asia. It's not made in China. It's not made in South Korea. Even though the Asian players, especially the Koreans, tend to dominate that scene, it's not one of their games. It's one of our games. Yet we allow the Koreans to let them think that is their games because we have no sense of pride in taking joy in those games. And I guess as a player, as a geek, as somebody who watches sports, you know, I love this team right here, man. That's what's running through my veins right there. But at the same time, you know, I respect the art. I love this art. This is my passion. This is, you know, this is what I love to do right here. And I guess I'm trying to get some perspective in this. Why is it that Americans will see something as a sport? No disrespect towards NASCAR. They're driving a car, doing left-hand turns. Yes, it's long. Yes, I can see the stress build up. We deal with that all the day, especially out here in California during rush hour traffic. You know, so no disrespect, I can see something like that being a sport. But at the other end of the spectrum, I don't see how we will cheer for an American to stuff his face with hot wings, to stuff his face with hot dogs, to see who can guzzle the most beer. Root for that, but yet think something like video games is not a sport, is not worth cheering, is not worth having national pride for. And I want to get, again, the perspective of people here in the United States who may watch this video. Why is it that we are that way with that part of the industry? Why is that in everything that we are so inclined to try to prove to the rest of the world that we are the best of the best? From beer chugging all the way to I can blow your ass up with this bomb if we ever go to war. Why is it that video games are considered less than beer chugging? And for anybody outside of this world, you know, Asia, Europe, I'm sorry if perhaps we have this language gap. It's bound to happen, but if you can understand me in the slightest, why do you think that America has no pride in the art that it's created? You know, if I'm wrong in thinking that America created this art, created this hobby, then blame it on my American ignorance. But I believe that America created the phenomenon that is video games. Not necessarily develop it to the extent that it is now, but we started this. We started, I think the Japanese probably took it to another level for a little bit, but I think we brought it back. Yeah, so that's really what I want to talk to you guys about. Like I said, you know, me myself, I view myself as a regular American Joe. I love sports, I love to play them, love to watch them, I love to attend them. But I still find myself, especially during StarCraft games, just going insanely bonkers at watching these games and just getting excited like no end. But yet I feel like I am the exception, you know, with a few other, of course, you know, 100,000 people, but not necessarily the rule. And a little bit, it kind of pains me. It kind of makes me sad, mainly because that is my hobby and it gets no respect. But, you know, maybe we can change that. Anyways, let me know what you guys think down below. This has been Cornbeaner. And let's keep the discussion going. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye.